हमारा यहाँ डिनर था हमेनी फर्स्ट की तरफ से। तो यहाँ बैंकेट हॉल में हम पहुँच गए और दोस्त लोग आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आ रहे हैं। तो मैं आपको साथ साथ रखूँगा। यहाँ हमारा हमेनी फर्स्ट की तरफ से डिनर था। ये सारा खाने का सेटअप किया गया जी यहाँ पे। ये जो हमेनी फर्स्ट की तरफ से हमारा डिनर था, तो यहाँ सारा सेटअप किया हुआ है। ये हमारी हर बंदे को अलग टेबल इशू हुआ है जी। हमारा टेबल जो है हम अपना अब देखते हैं कितना नंबर है हमारा। हमारा टेबल नंबर है जी 64। ये हमारे दोस्त बैठे हैं, मंजूर साहब हैं। 64 हमारा टेबल है जी। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Because education isn't about the books. It's about building where a child learns the future that begins. In that future,
ये हमेनी फर्स्ट जो है वाहिद इतारा है जो इंसानियत की जो खिदमत कर रहा है। पूरी दुनिया में डॉक्टर हैं। ये देखें ऑपरेशन हुआ है इनका आँखों का। ये पानी है, जहाँ पे पानी नहीं होता वहाँ इंतज़ाम करते हैं। स्कूल बनाते हैं डॉक्टर्स। ये पूरी दुनिया में इंसानियत की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। आज इनका डिनर है। यहाँ पे सबको इनवाइट किया गया है और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता दोस्त तशरीफ़ लेके आ रहे हैं। लेडीज़ का भी इंतज़ाम किया गया है यहाँ पे अलग से। काफ़ी हद तक दोस्त तशरीफ़ ले आए हैं जी। और ये स्लाइड्स यहाँ लगाई गई हैं जो पूरी दुनिया में हमेनी फर्स्ट इंसानियत की खिदमत कर रही है। वो साथ साथ दोस्तों को दिखा रहे हैं कि हम किस किस मुल्क में क्या खिदमत सर अंजाम दे रहे हैं। तो सारे दोस्त और भी तशरीफ़ लेके आ रहे हैं। कुछ दोस्त काफ़ी हद तक आ गए हैं। यहाँ पे हमेनी फर्स्ट की तरफ से डिनर का इंतज़ाम किया गया जी।
from food banks here in Canada, our food family food bank serves over 3,000 people every week, delivering over 100,000
Humanity First, and who care very deeply about Humanity First's mission. Of course, local and regional councillor Mario Ferry, and local Ward 1 councillor Marilyn Iafredi. How about a big round of applause for my council colleagues? It is always such an honor for us to be here as a council team because, as I mentioned a moment ago, for so many years we have been proud to support Dr. Dowd, you, of course, and the entire team at Humanity First. You can see in all of the displays that we have throughout this room, plus the materials that are on each and every one of the tables, you can see the incredible legacy now for so many years that Humanity First has managed to deliver right around the world, but also here at home. And as the mayor of the city of Vaughan, the city that is home to the headquarters of Humanity First, we are deeply appreciative and very, very proud of the mission that Humanity First has been on for so many years, to spread light, to serve mankind, and to make sure that a positive impact is being delivered and felt in places, again, around the world and locally where help is needed most. It truly is a remarkable legacy that has been delivered and will continue to be delivered with your support. That is the most important thing to consider on a night like tonight. I know there's incredible generosity in this room, but as Mr. Malik mentioned just a moment ago, it is so important in order to keep the positive impact going and to build and strengthen the legacy of what has been delivered for so many years. We need you, the world needs you, to continue to dig down deep and to give to the capacity that you have to support Humanity First in its mission to serve mankind. With that, I'm delighted to be here, of course, alongside my council colleagues. Every year we have something in the city of Vaughan known as the Spirit of Generosity, whereby we raise money through the Mayor's Golf Tournament and the Mayor's Gala. All the money that we raise, 100% of the net proceeds of what we raise, in turn we donate back out to the community, to worthwhile organizations and causes. Humanity First is such a richly deserving organization of our support. So tonight we are delighted, myself, Councillor Iafredi, and Councillor Ferry, to provide Dr. Dowd and Humanity First with a donation in the amount of $10,000 to support Humanity First. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. Good luck with the rest of tonight's program, and you can continue to count on our support for many, many years to come. Thank you so much.
Dear guests, my brothers and sisters, I would like to extend the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good evening. It is a great honor for me to be here today, and it's really amazing to represent a group of Humanity First. But sometimes I feel a little humble and bashful when somebody introduced me as a chairman of the Humanity First, because I feel that I am merely a bridge between the people like you to those who we are helping. So I'm very honored, and I really would like to extend my deepest appreciation to all of our donors who are here, who enable us to serve those people who are in need. Sometimes I feel that we are in this whole universe like a speck of dust. In the world of 8 billion people, we could be just one person. And there is a saying that you may be a person to the world, but you can be a world to the person. And that is amazing. And that is the experience that we see every day in our life when we are working for Humanity First. When I talk about being the world to someone, experiencing the gratitude of people when you help them is a life-changing experience for us. When you see a smile on faces of the young girls, when they see water gushing out of the newly dug hand pump for them, that they no longer have to walk miles to get water, that smile is precious. At that very moment, you become the world for those little girls. Or when you see the gratitude on the faces of those parents when you build a school for them, and they are so thankful that you're helping their children, and they bring a small gift like a chicken or maybe a goat or some vegetables as a gift to you. You're their world, and we are so honored to be that bridge for all of you, and we want to say thank you to all of you. I would like to share a brief example that it was years ago. We had a gift of side trip to Mali, and we were going into the remote villages of the country in West Africa, Mali. And the team had found a person who was blind for 10 years, in 50 years of age or so. And they selected him, they brought him, and they performed the surgery, the cataract surgery. And weeks later, that person, he was a tailor actually, and his wife had to go sell items in the market, and he had become a burden on his family. Anyways, the surgery was done, and weeks later, he came to our headquarters with a suit that he had sewn for Maiga, who was our coordinator, and he said, "This is the first suit that I've sewn after 10 years, and this is my gift to you." At that very time, Maiga, or to Humanity First, was his work. And all of this work that we do, I think is, and I may have hundreds of those examples, but I think I just would like to appreciate the enablement you give us to do all this work here. I will be remiss if I don't recognize the volunteers of Humanity First also. We have our volunteers across the globe, and the greatest support that we get from our community and the Muslim community. And I'd like to share a couple of examples with you from that perspective. But first, the volunteers. Whether it was the time of tsunami, the volunteers from Canada, USA, and all other countries were there. Whether that was the terrible time of the disaster of Haiti, which was very dangerous, the volunteers of Canada, if you listen to their story, they were there. Whether it was the fires of Hawaii or remote villages visit for Water of Life or medical missions, the volunteers of Humanity First are there. So we want to today also salute all of those volunteers that have been helping through your donation to all of the people as well. I would also, and I think from that perspective, there are testimonials, whether those are government officials that you heard, Mayor earlier, or Red Cross, that the passion of the volunteers team of Humanity First is unbelievable. And for that reason, I would like to say thank you again to the volunteers. But from the support of the Muslim community, I will share another example. This was after the great tsunami incident. A year later, Indonesian embassy called a meeting in America, and they invited all NGOs. And we were all together sitting around the table, and the ambassador went one by one to each NGO, and he asked them, "How much did you raise?" The room was full. Somebody said they raised 30 million, 100 million, 50 million. There was a little small Humanity First sitting there. And we said 1 million. Between Canada, us, and UK, we had already raised 1 million, right? Then he went around the room again. He said, "Okay, tell us, what work have you done so far?" He went around the room, and the time Humanity First terms come in, I spoke up and I told them that we have built 50 Bagan boats, the big ones, and the smaller this one, and we have built this school, and we have done 20 water wells, and we have served for 6 months food, water, and medical. So there was a guy sitting next to me, raised a hand. He said, "How in the world did you accomplish all of that? Did you have the language barrier? Didn't you?" The volunteer, 11 of them. Whether that's education, whether that's food, whether that is health, water, gift aside, we have a very broad scope, and we are established now in 67 countries. Last year, Canada and USA, both of us celebrated our 20th anniversary. And internationally, this year, we are commemorating our 30th anniversary. In these 30 years, you will see all the posters here that we, by the grace of Allah, through your support, we have Water for Life program and done about 6,200 installations with serving water to 5.9 million. We are fighting hunger here in Canada, in America, and across the globe. And we have served over 6.3 million people. We are operating about 11 medical facilities, including some hospitals there, and gift of site surgeries, and in America, Central America, and Asia. So the list continues on. Over 30 years, we have served 16 million people. And I want to say thank you to you again for that as well. But as our good work spreads, the needs of the fund also increases there. We were doing good last year, year before. Our funding were very good. Our donors were very supportive. But for whatever reason, this year in America, we felt a big pinch. Our donations dropped down by 30%. It was a panic situation for us. Maybe because of the massive layoffs that we have, or the current economic situation with government shutdown, or major agencies being closed down, we felt a big pinch there. So we called an urgent board meeting, and we started to review our programs. We looked at why our funds went down, and we looked at the disaster response funding was coming in. People were very generous giving donations for Gaza. People were very generous giving donations for the Pakistan floods. Disaster response people were giving, but the silent killers that I call, these are the programs that we are running, whether that is operating schools, whether that is running food pantry program, all these silent killers, our donation had down dramatically. It was a tough decision for us. We sat around the table, we said, how are we going to continue to run? Which program we should cut? We reviewed various programs. We are, from USA alone, out of the 100 schools, we are operating 37 schools. And those schools cost us money. And we said, okay, do we shut down some schools? Do we shut down some food pantries? What do we do? And this was just, very emotional discussion for us. We said we will cut down our patient care funds. So it was an emotional discussion. In the middle of that, while we were sitting on the table, one of our coordinator from South Virginia Food Pantry sent a note. Refugee schools. It was heartwarming. It was just amazing, it was just such an amazing impression on me. When I came back, we said we are not going to back down. We called the executive steering meeting. We said we are not going to cut down any of these funds, because every way that I try to cut the funds, the tears come out from somewhere. So I started to call all of my donors. I started to visit each city, and by the grace of God, that we were able to raise enough fund. It was the effort that was required by us, and we were able to raise enough fund for this coming year. We are putting a lot of efforts in sustainability. One side is the charitable donations that we get. Other is that, as our respected Amir Saab made the request that each one of us, especially those of you who are not impacted with this current economical situation and this time of pinch that we are going through, step up and donate. There is a recurring donation that helps us a lot, so I will urge that you participate in recurring donations to Humanity First. I think the results are in front of you, and we want to say thank you, and I will also offer you that if you have not visited as volunteer in one of those places, visit yourself also. You will see the expression of the gratitude and becoming a word for someone. So I again thank you for listening to me, and I will urge and I will say thank you for your coming in today and donating, and please reach out deep in your heart and your pocket and make sure that there's enough money that we can continue to do what we continue to do. Jazakumullah, thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings be upon you. Today, my job has really become very easy. You had such an inspiring speeches, such beautiful messages. I really don't have to talk about Humanity First, what Humanity First has been doing up till now, and I can also talk about what Humanity First plans to do in future, but I would prefer to talk about something else today. Humanity First is an organization that tries to alleviate pain and suffering, and people do it for different reasons. Every day Humanity First sees the stories of struggle and resilience. We have so many issues, we get so many calls that sometimes we are overwhelmed, our volunteers are overwhelmed. Many times our volunteers come to us really crying that what can we do to help them out. You know, a mother in West Africa who walks miles for clean water, when they start getting clean water, you can see the happiness in their face and their family face. So, because they have to walk sometimes 4, 5, 6 miles or more. You would sometimes, a family who has escaped from persecution and end up reaching Canada, you can see the peace and happiness in their face that now they are safe, they're going to live with dignity, and they don't have to fear persecution. When a child receives treatment in one of our facilities in Senegal or in Nigeria or in Bangladesh, it makes our day that we have saved lives or we have saved the person from the suffering. In Bangladesh, we have a maternal and child health clinic, and I'm told that so many lives are saved just because of getting antenatal, perinatal, and postnatal cares. Very recently, as you have heard from our team members in Jamaica, we responded to Hurricane Melissa. And when I got the initial report, I got overwhelmed. Where to start? What can we do? And my impression was that whatever we will do, is going to be a drop in the ocean. The devastation was so huge that we didn't have any end to start with. And we got a call from WHO, the PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization, that they need a team over there. And when we did an assessment, we found out that while there has been not many deaths, but thanks to Allah, that the lives were saved and there were not many injuries. But people lost their lives, livelihoods, they lost their belongings, their homes, and there was so much to do. And we started to get to find out one end to start with. And our team reached out to the local government, talked to the mayors over there, and we found out that the most important need right now is to give them some emergency supplies, some food, and make some arrangements with water, because this clean water after typhoons, after hurricanes, after flooding is a problem. So we are now working to provide them clean drinking water over there. Like we did in Gaza also, we provided water desalination units in Gaza to provide clean drinking water. It served for a long time, then everybody had to leave that place, and now we are trying to rebuild that. We're trying to get back to provide them water. And imagine I'm talking about water. I'm not talking about giving them a home or a shelter or some luxurious item or household items. I'm talking about water. How many days can you survive without water? What would you feel if you don't get water for a day? And we are trying to provide water. Makes me feel embarrassed to talk about this. After cyclones in the long term, we provide homes. You see the picture in this home after a cyclone in Bangladesh. We built these homes. They're still there. They're cyclone-proof homes, and people are still very grateful to us. Every month, hundreds of people come to our eye camps, and we restore visions. On average, we are doing about 100 eye surgeries a month to restore eyesight. And you heard this story from Mr. Naeem, that how people feel after getting a restoration of eyesight. So stories of the struggle every day continues. In Canada, in Vaughan, thousands of people, on average about 3,000 to 4,000 people benefit from our Humanity First food bank located in this city, just a couple of kilometers from here. And when you come on a weekend or any day, you will see a line of people, and some of them are struggling because they don't have a job, but others who do have a job, they are struggling because they have to make a decision, just as Mr. Naeem said, whether they should fill up the gas, their car with the gas, or put food on the table, whether they should eat the breakfast or skip the breakfast and have the dinner at night. So those are the decisions, the tough choices some people make despite having a job. And we are trying to help them not to make this choice. Humanity First Food Bank is the unique food bank that delivers food for the whole month. We give food, the non-perishable and perishable groceries to deliver to their home that is enough for them to sustain for a month, and then we continue to support them. The Holy Quran says that, and they feed for love of Him, the poor, the orphan, and the prisoners. And we believe, because it's part of our faith, to help people in need. And our policy is that we will not refuse if we can help. So anybody who comes for help, we help them. And this is all possible just because of you. You being the donor, you being the supporter, you being here. By being here, you are helping us to support these people. These are not distant tales that I'm telling you. These are real life experiences that we deal every day, and we are touched only through your kindness. As you've heard that we have been here in Canada for the last 20 years, and we have helped about 5 million people who have benefited from our services. And we will continue to provide this help, and we're looking forward to your help this year today, not only to help people who are affected in Jamaica, but also to help and support our ongoing projects. You know, we read Holy Quran on a daily basis, and it says that in their wealth was a share for one who asked for help and one for who could not. This is a verse which really touches my heart. It says that if God has provided you, God has blessed you, He has put a share for others. He has made you the means to help others. And your help should not only reach to those who are asking for help, but it should reach to those also who are shy of asking help. They are dependent on you. And that's what Humanity First does. We try to help through our 9 programs that you see here. We help them with dignity, with respect, sponsoring refugees, putting food on the table, responding to disasters, providing health care, providing education, providing orphan care, and community care. These are the type of things that we do through our 9 programs, which encompasses all aspects of humanitarian needs. Our Patron-in-Chief, His Holiness Sayyidina Hazrat Khalifatul Masih al-Khamis, the 5th Caliph of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, has said that Humanity First has attained a good name, whereby many external organizations recognize that Humanity First has achieved more than from a far smaller budget in comparison to many other charities and NGOs due to our volunteer force. I am a volunteer, people helping out are volunteer. This is why every dollar that you donate to Humanity First makes the most out of it. And when we respond to disasters, when we do humanitarian programs, the value of your dollar really converts into 10 times more in comparison to any other work done by other people. Holy Prophet said that whoever consoles a person is stricken by calamity will have a reward equal to this. It's not just for yourself that you're helping someone. It says, in many times, Holy Prophet said that it protects you from calamity, it protects you from affliction. So I'm sure that you've seen the blessings. When you donate more, you see more blessings. As earlier said, that when whatever you give out remains with you, remains beneficial for you. I'm going to make a appeal for 5 things today. And I want you to really think about them and how you can help. Number 1 is, right now, immediate help needed in Jamaica. As I earlier mentioned that our team is active there, the mayors of 4 parishes have asked us to provide clean drinking water facilities. We have worked with the engineers over there, we have worked with the design, and we want to start the work. For that, we need some funds because this was not planned and it's not very expensive. For $10,000, we can build one water facility. They've asked for 4 that is going to provide services to the parishes where these units will be built. Each one will cost $10,000, so 4 will cost $40,000. I am sure in this hall today, despite you have donated, despite you have bought a table to attend this function, I am sure someone is sitting here who will be happy and willingly give another $10,000 for one water distribution facility. Maybe I'll find 4 of you in this room today who will help. Please let us know. You can stand up, come on the stage and announce that you will be the sponsor of one of the facilities. Water is the basic necessity, and giving a $10,000 should not be difficult. If it's difficult for someone, maybe 2 people can join and give 2 $5,000 donations, and we will build this water facility. All we need asking is for Jamaica, we need $40,000 right now to build this water well. The second request is that support our ongoing humanitarian projects. Like the United States, Canada has also suffered a decline in donation. Many people are not donating, or those who are donating have cut down. They are also making a choice on whether they can donate comfortably or they have to cut down on their expenses. I have seen that those who regularly donated $100, now they are donating $20 or $50. I've seen people who were donating about $10,000, now they are donating $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000. So there is a significant change, whether it's inflation, whether it's the tariff, whether it was COVID. People are affected. The world has changed, and the biggest impact is on charities. And charities like Humanity First is struggling. We are trying to not to cut down on any service. My team came to me, my food bank team came to me and asked if we can make some criteria to give out food. And I, without listening to any reasons or anything, I said no, because our criteria is that if someone asks for help, we are going to help. We are not going to see whether this person is able to put food or not. That is a shameful thing to even ask someone that is trying to defraud system to get food. No. If somebody is asking for food, they need food. If somebody is impacted by this hurricane or tsunami, don't ask what was your income. Help them. And that's what we are asking. But to be able to support our ongoing humanitarian projects like running our hospital, I'm going to talk about hospital in a minute, or running our schools, or continuing with eye surgeries, we need regular donations. So I implore, I encourage, I ask all the donors, if you can become a monthly donor, whether it's a $50, $100, or $500, whatever you can manage, whatever you can support, give it for ongoing projects. Just go and donate for general donation or for any project that you like, and become a monthly donor. Imagine if 1,000 people who are sitting here, if they start donating $100, we would not have to do campaigns, we would not have to struggle. We can focus on helping others. Please, before you go, think about it. The donation forms are on your table. Sign up. $100, $500, $200, whatever number. If you're a student, $10 is fine. But sign up for a monthly donation.
It resides with me because I've always thought about that principle, though I had never heard it, that it was in the Hadiths. And the thought that it is easy to give to oneself. I look at a person that has achieved much, and I have respect for them. But I respect people more that give to others. So what they have made for themselves and they keep for themselves, they benefit from. But what they give away to others, that is the thing that I respect the most. That is the type of person that I respect the most. And we are all born with different gifts. Some of us are tall, short, bigger, stronger, whatever it is we are. But we all have the choice to be good people, to be charitable people, to be full of love, and to demonstrate that love to each other. That is a choice each and every one of us make. And I reflect upon my own faith as a Christian. There's a story, a parable there, whereby Jesus is speaking to his disciples. And he speaks about charity in the respect that at a temple there were rich people that were giving away their abundance, their surplus. But there was an older widow that came in and she gave 2 copper coins, all that she had. And he said to the disciples, who has given more? Was it essentially the millionaire, the rich person, or the person that gave away 2 pennies? And he had said she had given more because she had given everything. And so I bring up that story, that parable, because it relates to what was being said by Mr. Naeem, who said that in fact some donations have come down 30%, if I remember correctly, in the States. Because times are difficult. People are giving to many different charities. And of course, people are feeling the pinch during these difficult financial times. But with these difficult financial times also come the opportunity to really show love. Because at those times when we are most needy ourselves and we give, that is truly the greatest act of charity. Not in the times of abundance, but in the times of difficulty. And so that brings me to my respect for the Ahmadiyya community. Certainly they are a blessing in the neighborhood that I respect, where the abode of peace is, and many families live in many places there. But wherever the Ahmadiyya community is, it is a blessing for those communities. And I look to the Ahmadiyya people who live in the world and in many places in suffering and in persecution. And it would be so easy for a community that is facing those difficulties to look inward and to just worry about themselves. And yet, everywhere where the Ahmadiyya community are, on every continent and in every country, they are leading efforts of charity everywhere. And with all the challenges that they are facing around the world, they find the ability to give to everybody else and to be an example to which we could all live by and aspire to. And so truly I am inspired by the love and charity that you give to each and every community and around the world. Because every time there is a crisis and you look on the news, you will see that Humanity First, that blue jacket, that vest. I always see it. And so, on behalf of my own community, where you run to raise funds for our local hospitals, where you are active in every school, and you give all of your heart and love, I thank you. I thank you. And I am inspired every day by you. May God bless all of you, and thank you for being such incredible members of our community and incredible human beings on this planet that we all share. God bless you all, and thank you.
Thank you, John, from the
खाने के लिए दोस्त तशरीफ ले आए हैं। साइलेंट और खाना साथ साथ लगा रहे हैं जी।
With another Canadian charity. I will say I've probably taken
but the journey is not over. This hospital is alive, and I care.
खाना खुल गया जी। दोस्त अपना अपना खाना लेके टेबलों पे आ गए हैं जी, और सब दोस्त खाना जो है वो खा रहे हैं। शाम का डिनर था। कुछ दोस्त खाना ले रहे हैं जी। तो जी खाना ख़त्म हो गया है, तो लोग जो हैं आहिस्ता आहिस्ता अपने अपने घरों की तरफ जा रहे हैं। प्रोग्राम ख़त्म हो गया है। जो हमारी फर्स्ट की तरफ से खाना डिनर दिया गया था वो प्रोग्राम ख़त्म हो गया है। सब लोग अपने अपने घरों की तरफ जा रहे हैं। खुदा हाफिज़।